To me, climbing is like meditation. It's my source of inspiration, mental medication, and my main catalyst for self-transformation. It's where I battle myself to better myself.
Come on.
Through collaboration, exploration, we go face our limitations without fear, venturing into the mountains not to conquer them or to get to the top, but to conquer ourselves, our fears, and our anxieties. And these mental barriers that we put up ourselves to hinder ourselves from the challenges that excite us but that seem impossible. These are the barriers we need to break down, and climbing makes that possible. All you gotta do is try. Try one more time, and 100 times after that, until you succeed.
All the way up to the anchor.
And yes, you will fail a lot. I'm not gonna lie. You might even get hurt. But in the end, you will come out stronger than ever before. Ready to conquer any of your dreams. And isn't that what we all want? My name is Vincent, and this is the story about why I climb. I grew up in Sweden with my mom and my sister in a city called Stockholm. I remember every summer and winter break we would go up north. We spent a lot of time there. Skiing, hiking. I think one of the reasons I've devoted so much time to climbing lately is because it makes me feel like that kid again. The world becomes just one big playing ground to explore. I moved out when I was 17. I wanted to learn how computers learn, so I googled best tech high school in Sweden and moved 700 kilometers down south. When I was 19, I wanted to build things and solve real problems, so I started working at IBM as a software engineer. And a year later, I moved to the UK for university to study artificial intelligence. As I got older, I spent more time in front of a screen than out in the mountains. It seemed like that part of my life was over. And if I'm being truly honest, I wanted it back. Even though I loved what I studied, I was missing a sense of adventure. I tried other sports, like gymnastics, skydiving.
Look, I finished! I
win! But then, I met this chap, Alistair. The guy was a badass climber and mountaineer. Everything in his life revolved around climbing. Went to Scotland with him, and it was the first time in years I felt like that 8-year-old kid back in Sweden. Only this time the experience was a lot more intense. Everything was bigger, steeper, and more difficult. And oh man, I loved every second of that trip. On our way back, I remember thinking, this is living.
never had problems dreaming big. And after that trip, all I could think about was climbing. I wanted to climb a big wall. But the more I read about it, the more it seemed like an impossible dream. It would take months, if not years, to get the experience and the skills I needed for a project of that size. That night, I dreamt about me as a kid, and how I used to write down all my dreams in a journal that my mom had given me. I called it my Journal of Impossible Ideas. Seeing what a dream looked like on paper made it real in a way. It grounded it in reality. And once it took shape, once I could see that it was real, it suddenly wasn't that impossible anymore. If I was to embark on this impossible journey, it seemed only fitting that it start with writing it down in that journal. And so one evening, I went looking for it. It was almost poetic sitting up there, in an attic surrounded by my childhood memories, writing in my old journal filled with impossible ideas about my next impossible idea. Anyways, I wrote down all the skills I needed to learn, the gear I needed to buy, places I needed to travel to, and the people I needed to find for me to one day stand on top of a big wall. And as a good friend once said, you should take massive immediate action with anything you do in life. So the next day, I looked up the nearest climbing gym, bought a membership, and got started.
This is what happens when you, throw the rope into a tree.
Very important, kids. Use all the butter.
Always all the butter.
I thought that it was like a jam, and I was like, oh shit, because it was really heavy. You're gonna need this motherfucker. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Third pitch.
Everything that's worth anything in life requires you to take risks. It requires you to fail, to fall. If climbing has taught me anything, it's that trying is everything. Yeah.
Alltså du bara lallar ju.
Lovely, right?
Guys. Hey, Rushi.
Yeah.
Rushi, where are you? Where you at? Oh shit!
Oh, there he is.
Do you know how this starts?
You're gonna cut this anyway, right? I hope you're.
And obviously, I'm not a climber.
I don't think it's just my kind of activity.
Åka till ställen där
Spelar du in något?
där få har varit. Ja, jag vet inte.
Aj. Ja, han ska inte klättra ner utan han ska vara hemma. Jag ska välja bergen nästa gång ur guideboken. Så får det bli. Så det är så.